So welcome to our channel. And so what we'll be talking about, we're starting off a series. And this particular series or episode is about communication. And we'll be going through a whole lot of different things that you go through premarital and then once you get into marriage. And it's good to have these discussions over time and even before you walk down that aisle. This is not meant to replace your premarital counseling that you need to do if you are a Christian or you're in a certain faith and you do premarital counseling. Please do that. This is just simply our opinion, what we have gone through over the years, what life has taught us, although we are very qualified. My husband is an ordained minister, and I am a registered nurse and a licensed clinical social worker. So we're very qualified, but we don't use this platform here to give you advice. We're just simply sharing our stories and you take from it. And we're hoping that ultimately it just opens up that dialogue in your relationship.
Right.
So we're going to get right into it and start off with our first scenario / question.
You're having an intense emotional conflict with your spouse.
Yes.
It's getting very late and you're becoming exhausted. How do you feel about going to bed before there is a resolution?
So I'll start off by saying, no. Like, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, no?
Yeah, no. Like, no. We do not go to bed. In the Christian world, we say...
don't let the sun go down on your wrath.
That's right. Don't let the sun go down on your wrath. So and what that simply means is...
you get it straight before you go to sleep. Have a conversation, even if you have to stay up half the night. But as the question says, what if your spouse is you're becoming very exhausted? You're becoming very exhausted, or your spouse is becoming very exhausted, or both of you are becoming very exhausted.
Right.
Do you table your question or your issue until the next day?
In meetings, I often say we use the parking lot. And if you've been to any type of meetings or team meetings, you'll often put certain issues in the parking lot. And so do you put this in the parking lot if your spouse or your partner is getting tired and don't want to talk? Well, I don't believe so, because it prevents me from having like a peaceful night sleep. Like, I can't rest. We're divided in the bed, right? You draw this invisible line in the bed where he's over here or you over there. And
while you're over there, you're boiling like grits.
Yeah. So I don't know if that's necessarily the right thing to do. I can give you our experience. We were very young.
Long ago, and all so far away.
So when we were very young, we had just gotten married and we got into an argument. And for the life of me, it's been 28 years. I don't know what we were arguing about, but it was something where I felt that we needed to discuss. Then I told him that if he didn't want to talk to me about it, that he needs to get out of the room and go sleep on the couch. Well, he absolutely refused. He said,
I don't sleep on couches.
I don't sleep on the couch for nobody, so that's not going to happen. So I said, fine, I'm going to go sleep on the couch. So I go and I lay down on the couch, and all of a sudden, this brewing starts to happen on the inside. It's just like I'm so angry and I'm boiling. So I go back in there to have a conversation with him, and he's asleep. And so because he's asleep, I say... no, that's not going to happen. I go in the kitchen. I start filling up pots of water. I come back. I sit him down very quietly on the side of the bed. When I get enough pots, I think I had about 3, I start to toss the water on him in the bed. Yeah, I don't recommend this. Now, mind you, children, don't do this at home. This is not something that I recommend. This is simply my life experience. I did. He was so angry.
I walked probably 2, 4, 6, 8. I probably walked 10 miles because I was so angry and wet.
I called my pastor and I was crying on the phone and oh my gosh. And the only thing he was concerned about was that we were so young, we could not afford another mattress.
So where y'all gonna sleep at
He's
tonight?
like, where are you going to sleep? He's like, it's going to mildew. You're going to have all this mildew in your bed. Like, why would you do that? And I'm like, you're caring about a mattress? He left and he's never coming back.
I'm walking back and she's sitting out in the front.
She
Like,
said-
you're so worried. You just poured water on me in the bed.
He said he's gonna come back. He's gonna come back. Like, you just need to worry about sitting that mattress outside and letting that mattress air dry because you're gonna have a very stinky mattress and then a mildew and you won't have any
Right.
place to sleep and you guys can't afford anything else because, like I said, we were so young.
So needless to say, we did not go to sleep. So
No.
we sat up and talked.
All night long to the early morning to resolve the issue. Now, I don't say that that was the best thing to do. I actually say that that was pretty awful.
In fact, I believe that was our first argument.
Yes.
That was our first argument.
Yes.
And that was our first argument, and that was your response.
It kind of set the tone. Yeah, but what it said is I don't want to go to sleep angry. And I think that now I have learned, now let me tell you this, over the years, I've learned that that is not the thing to do. And sometimes if he's falling asleep, there is really no point. Now, being the mature person that I am, it's easy for me at this particular point to now table it. Right? We can table it. We can talk about some things and then the rest of it may have to table because it's not going anywhere. We're not resolving any issues, but we're definitely not going to bed, boiling angry. We're just agreeing that he's tired. I'm tired. It's not the best time to talk. And so it is best to table the situation and not talk about it until the following day. Now, here's where the issue usually arises. If he wakes up or we wake up and there's no conversation. Now, should it be the first thing you talk about in the morning? Maybe not, but I think you should definitely assign or talk about or discuss a time that you'll discuss the issue.
Are we ready to talk about what we just talked about last night?
Right, exactly.
We decided we were going to table it because we were tired and we were not at our best.
Yes.
So I think is this a good time to talk about this now or to pick up where we left off at? And she may say, no.
Let's wait and let's do it later. Or I may say, you know what? Yeah, this is a good time to have that discussion and you're doing it with level heads. So that is our experience. Again, like I said, this is not for you to necessarily fight. I wouldn't recommend pouring water in anybody's bed. That's not good. I don't think that is the right thing to do, nor do I recommend that. But I can definitely say that it was my way. When you don't have words, you find sometimes your behavior becomes destructive because you're trying to get a point across. And I've learned over the years that there are better ways to get a point across than to damage
your own property.
Yeah. Remember we used to throw clothes out? We used to pack each other up. Like, you're getting out. You're getting out. And so I would pack all of his stuff. And then he'll say, I'm not leaving. You're leaving. And he would take all my stuff. And we would have all this stuff either in the living room or in the car. And then by the end of it, we would resolve the issues.
From a mighty long way. Mighty long way.
So with that,
so we don't do that anymore.
So we don't do that anymore because that right there, of course, I mean, we don't even have those level of arguments anymore.
But that's two people beginning to know each other.
Right.
That's two people becoming one. It's one thing to become one at a wedding, which can take you probably an hour to do, maybe 45 minutes of that. But it takes a lifetime to become one. And you're beginning to shave off each other. Iron, the Bible says iron sharpens iron. So you're trying to find ways to communicate because her communication may not be my communication. My communication may not be her communication. So you're trying to meet somewhere in the middle.
Absolutely.
Because we believe it or not, you communicate what you have seen.
Right. And I had not seen a whole lot growing up. And so that played a part, and that's a part of the discussion to have is what is your communication style?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like to communicate? Do you like to, would you prefer? Do you want to walk away? Do you want to give each other time out when you're going to have what we call now? We have lovingly, framed or call our term now is heated fellowship. So if you're going to have heated fellowship. Yeah, it is just now it's framed in a different way, and there's a conversation around how we like to communicate, and we have now embraced each other's communication style, and it all boils down, guys, to respect.
Right.
That's it.
So you take that and implement that. You put that into your marriage
or have a conversation about it and find out what
it's okay to have a conversation. It's okay to talk.
Yes.
It's okay to meet in the middle.
Right.
You don't always have to have your way. Right. She doesn't always have to have her way. You two can meet in the middle.
Meet in the middle.
And then it'll work. So.
All right, guys. That's it.
Don't let the sun
go down on your wrath. So this is the conclusion of Maddox Marriage TV, our first episode.
Thank you for coming.
Guys.
Bye, you guys.
Make sure, if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you have any questions or comments,
drop them in the box.
And send us some likes and shares and let us know how we're doing.
Tell somebody. We just need to know.
We appreciate it.
Thank you. Have fun.